We're going to make a series of short videos to assist my students in the construction and finishing of classical guitars and acoustic guitars for that matter. One of the problems all of my students have is with finishing, so I thought we'd start the first video with the finishing process. There are two means of filling the grain, which is one of our first tasks, which is either by pumice or paste filler. In this instance we're going to do the paste filler. So the first thing we must do is to fad the top with shellac in order to stop the paste filler getting on there and staining it. Second job we need to do is to run some shellac around our purflings on the sides and back. This particular guitar is in a nylon electric cutaway, which actually doesn't have purflings so much as blackwood bindings. Nevertheless, I've shellacked them as well just to prove the point. When we're paste filling, I urge you to make your own filler. It's cheap, it's extremely effective, and it's one of the best fillers you could possibly use. So that's what we're going to do. So firstly, we'll look at our filler and go from there. Now the filler, and all of my students have been well versed in how to make it, should be the consistency of relatively thick paint at this stage. So we simply wipe a bit onto our rag, and using a circular motion we force it into the pits of the grain, like so. We simply continue doing this until the whole bat has been filled. Please don't take any notice of the colour that the wood's going. That's just the filler causing that. But of course we will see the grain perfectly well when the French polishing process commences, which will be part of the next video. Make sure the stuff is well forced into the grain. So as you can see, the whole process of filling doesn't take very many minutes at all. And you can also see now why it's important to run a film of shellac around your purflings, although this one doesn't have any, to prevent them getting stained. So that's about it. We'll come back in a couple of minutes to clean it off. So now we come to clean it off. There's no reason to leave it for more than a couple of minutes. There's no reason even to leave it that long. But the important thing about cleaning off is that we must remember to clean it off only across the grain. If we clean it off with the grain, we will tear the filler out rather than leaving it in. So simply rubbing it across the grain like so will clean it off. So I use 3 rags for this purpose. The first one gets rid of most of the filler that's on the surface. The second one will remove a little bit more, like so. Remember, only across the grain. And the third one, yet again, just to remove most of the streakiness that we've put in it by cleaning it off across the grain. Do not be alarmed by that streakiness. If it happens to persist, that's quite alright. It will disappear when we start the French polishing process, which will be the subject of our next video.